Rock, the sweet seaside treat that everyone loves to, well, tolerate really. Let's face it, it's nobody's real first choice for a snack. It's sticky in your hand, it gets that strange gross splintery texture if you have it in your mouth for too long, as you can't break it up into pieces without making a big sugary mess in the kitchen. But like it or lump it, Rock is an icon of the British seaside. You can't walk more than a few feet in your average seaside town without ending up in a little gift shop just filled with the stuff. But those sneaky old sugar dealers have been steadily upping their game. Gone the two old flavour staples of just slightly minty and just slightly fruity, and in their places a cavalcade of wacky flavours. 9 whole years ago, in a video now thoroughly lost to time, Wildcard and I did a vlog where we tried all sorts of flavours. And now, in a sequel to a video that you can no longer watch, we're doing it again, baby. Without further ado, I give you Nitro and Wildcard's Rock Taste Test Extravaganza! Yay! Hello, I'm Nitro9.
And I'm Wildcard.
And here before us are several examples of rock. This is not the rock you'd find on the beach. This is the rock you'd find a few feet back from the beach in its own little dedicated gift shop. Rock is a confectionery found up and down our Great Isle, but these examples happen to come from Great Yarmouth. Well, the great there is rather debatable.
I don't think it is.
Oh, God, of course it is.
It wasn't that bad. What do you mean?
It's Hattie Yarmouth.
It's not true.
Stinky Yarmouth.
That's just a lie.
The whole day we were there, smelled of petrol.
It is either slander or liable, whichever one is spoken.
You get out of your car and
Which
the
one is
smell
it?
hits you, petrol and despair. We got there early, stepped out into the pleasure beach. We went in mid-September. It was just us and the guy cleaning the mini golf course with a mop and bucket. A bit depressing, but that's mid-September for you. Now, Wildcard, what flavours will we be sampling today?
As you can see here, we have the following: juicy watermelon, toffee apple, banana split, violet rock, dandelion and burdock, Jaffa cake, and finally, in a shallow attempt to avoid copyright, what I can only describe as
Kinder Egg. And our first flavour here is, in case you can't read the tag, juicy watermelon.
wow.
Wow.
Who wants to go first?
I will nobly go first, and I will nobly choose the broken piece.
Good for you.
It doesn't have a smell more than just
Let me
generically sweet.
see.
I like the sort of Christmas colours, but also
Yeah,
watermelon
I
colours, I
mean-
guess.
I'm getting a little watermelon.
There's a little sort
Like,
of
it's a
note
hint.
there.
Let's try it.
As someone who really likes fresh watermelon, there's only a tiny hint of it in there.
Yeah, it's barely there.
Mm.
I mean, there's something watermelon-like.
Well, this is a very soft stick of rocks. Rock is usually very rigid. You can break your teeth on it if you're not careful. But this is quite... Yeah, the middle of the rock is more watermelon flavoured than the outside of the rock. Once you've chewed it, the watermelon comes
Oh yeah,
through.
I've got that now.
What would you give this out of 5?
Well, see, if it's going to be a thing where they're only vaguely, like, if all of these are just vaguely like what they're described to be, then I suppose, okay, I'm going to stick with middle of the road. This is going to be my stand example. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5.
I'm going to give it 4 out of 5. Not quite what it's supposed to be, but pleasantly inoffensive. And our next flavour is toffee apples. Oh, a very sticky label. I fear this one has rather degraded in transit. But should I be the hero and take the bigger piece?
Yep, you go right ahead and just take the sticky.
Sticky. Rather degraded in transit. A very toffee-like smell.
Yeah.
I get more notes of toffee than notes of apple here.
Let's try it. Well, it's very soft.
Obviously degraded in transit a little bit.
Okay, it's a lot more toffee than it is apple.
Yeah, and there's also a sort of, this might just be me, a vague sort of preservative note, a very slight metallic.
Yeah, I'm getting that actually. Just not much, just a little bit.
It's not entirely inedible. What would you rate this?
I'm gonna give this one a 2.5 out of 5.
2 out of 5 for me. Edible, but not to the most pleasant of flavours. And next up we have, if you can see the label here, banana split. Have you ever had a banana split wild card?
No, I have not. I've never been that big a fan of bananas.
I like fruit, I like ice cream, but I don't put them together, folks.
Alright, I'll just go first. Let's get this out of the way. You can
go.
Alright, let me see what. I mean, it smells a little of banana.
You know, yeah, that sort of synthetic banana. It's got writing through the middle.
Yes, it's
you
sort
can see
of
that.
says Great Yarmouth.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Great Yarmouth, yes.
I'll just give it a try. That is quite banana-y.
It's definitely the very synthetic banana. What's that old sort of fun fact people talk about, that the sort of banana artificial flavouring isn't based on the bananas we have today. They're based on a cultivar of banana that was sweeter and went extinct in the 1950s.
Is that true?
Oh, I see it on people say like, fun fact, bananas.
That's true then. Fun fact, you can always believe everything you hear on the internet. No, you can't. Please take everything with a grain of salt. Use your head.
So what are we rating this one? You go first, wild card.
I'm not a big fan of banana, but I like this. I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5.
I actually quite like this, and even though the banana flavour is quite synthetic, I am a fan of fake banana flavour. Giving this a 5. Straight 5. And now we have Violet Rock. The branding here, obviously aping on the old sweet Parma Violet, and arranged on our plate today, a bit like a robot face.
Wow.
I've got to say, I've always loved Parma Violets. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I remember a time as a very young kid, I never liked them. I do know someone who absolutely hates them, insists they taste like soap. Let us hope that this is not the case today. Oh, very strong.
Very strong, very recognisable Parma Violet smell. Very, very nice colours. And a harder rock.
It tastes like Parma Violet. Or Violet Rock, I should say.
It's weird to have the Parma Violet taste without the Parma Violet texture.
Yeah, sort of. Because I know you have to crunch them. I say crunch and bite into them. They're inherently sort of just melty.
Yeah. But still, very pleasant. Very, very much like a Parma Violet. What do you rate these?
I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5.
I'm gonna give this my second 5. I think I'm more of the sweet person out of us two. And next we have dandelion and burdock flavour. Yes, it's focusing now. This might warrant some explanation. I think it's a UK specific thing. Dandelion and burdock is a fizzy drink. A sort of cola-adjacent fizzy drink.
Like, if Dr. Pepper is the sort of cousin of Coca-Cola and Pepsi...
but Dandelion and Burdock is their weird uncle.
Is their weird uncle.
Yes.
Is another level of distance.
I've heard it compared to the American root beer, because it's made with Dandelion and Burdock roots. But I've never had American root beer, so I don't know how accurate that comparison is.
Well, let's find out.
I do love Dandelion and Burdock. Love having it at Christmas. Love having it wherever I can find it, really. You don't see it so much these days.
It smells of something.
Yeah, and it's not a particularly Dandelion and Burdock scent. It smells...
I can't pinpoint it, can you?
A little bit medicinal? Yeah, a little bit like medicine.
Yeah.
Like
I'm
cough
gonna
syrup.
try it. Oh, this is weird.
Yeah, I think both dandelion and burdock, they're plants, so they're natural flavourings. They've not been replicated very well
with these E numbers and artificial flavouring. This isn't. It's sugary as hell. None of these rocks come close to unpleasant, but this is the least pleasant one so far.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this a 1 out of 5. This is... Ooh.
Me too. How dare you besmirch my favourite soft drink in this manner, Great Yarmouth. And next we have Jaffa Cake. A Jaffa Cake. Do Americans even have them?
I'm not entirely sure.
This might be patronising if I'm explaining something you currently have, but a Jaffa Cake, some people call it a biscuit, some people call it a cake. I'm firmly in the cake camp because of the texture. It's like a sort of disc of cake. It's in the photo there on the label. You might have them, you might not, in your local area, in your neck of the woods. A sort of flat disc of cake, a sort of circle of jelly, sort of marmalade. Yeah, marmalade-y, orangey jelly, and then the top has chocolate on it. Very, very nice, very, very Moorish. They come in packs of 12 and you've eaten all 12 before you know it.
Let's try.
Yes.
They smell of something.
Yeah.
That is a little bit orangey.
It's more of a perfume orangey than a marmalade orangey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, marmalade orange is more, well...
more edible smelling.
Yeah, edible.
It smells like some woman's like orange-scented perfume. Bit bergamoty. I'm crunching. Oh, this is a hard one. I have to brush my teeth after this.
This tastes more or less how it smells.
Mm.
There isn't much of a chocolate flavour.
No, yeah, I don't know how rock could do chocolate.
They've definitely gone into the orangeness of it.
It's a very tiny bit of acidity there.
Mm.
It's more of a perfume orange than a marmalade orange, definitely. Let's look at the ingredients. There's probably no natural fruit or vegetable have ever touched this. If it doesn't have orange oil in, it has something mimicking orange oil. Yes. Sugar, glucose syrup, E numbers.
Is that all? Yep, that is it. That is just sugar, glucose, and just nondescript flavouring.
Sounds a bit grim. How would you rate this one?
I will give this one a 3 out of 5.
2 out of 5, just a bit too perfumey for me. And the final one, the hopefully, maybe, piece de resistance. Kinder Egg.
That's another question. Do Americans have Kinder Eggs?
I think they're banned over there.
May I explain them?
Yes, you may.
Okay. So, a Kinder Egg is a egg-shaped container of chocolate, which inside contains a yellow plastic yolk. Not so much egg-shaped, more than it is like a sort of bulbous cylinder.
I think we're being patronising.
Are
They
we?
know- It's like, oh yes, this is air, the gas that we breathe here in good old England. And this is water. We drink it instead of lemonade.
Well, in short,
It's
to
quite
avoid
refreshing.
being patronising any further, inside the...
It's the Easter egg with the toy in it.
Well, you just take the fun out of everything, don't you? Let's just try it.
This another one that vaguely says Great Yarmouth in, but I don't know if you can read it.
It smells of something. Once again.
It's like not quite chocolate. It's like the breath of a child who's recently eaten chocolate.
You're not wrong. It is sort of like
It hints at chocolate.
second-hand chocolate.
Yeah, second-hand chocolate.
Right, the only way to do it is to try it. That is more sweet than anything.
Mm. It hints at chocolate without being chocolate.
Yeah, it's just a generic sort of sweetness.
Mm. You know the white layer of chocolate inside
there's
the
an
Kinder?
aftertaste. Do you get it now?
Is there an aftertaste?
Yeah, I'm getting that quite bad. It's foul, actually. Do not recommend this one.
Yeah, there's like a They've been dodging the copyrights with
Can I give this a -1 out of 5?
a bold one there.
Can I? Is that possible? Do we allow that? Because
I'm gonna give this a 1 because you could feed it to someone and it contains calories that would keep them alive on this planet for another day. And after all, that's all food really needs to be. That's it, folks. That's all the rock.
I've enjoyed being on your show today, Nitro.
Thank you. Will we ever see you again around here? Wildcard, do you want to shake hands?
I'm good, actually.
I've got sticky fingers from
We
touching
do.
all the
We
rock.
have very sticky fingers.
And that's all we have time for today. We are now going to thoroughly brush the traces of rock out of our teeth.
So long and...
Rock on.
That's terrible. I love it.
Hello, I've been Nitro9,
And I was Wildcard.
and that is the end of our culinary adventure today. But this video took a lot of time and effort, and we humbly ask you to like and subscribe. To your left is our 10th anniversary special. It took a lot of time and effort to make. And to our right, a lovely old video explaining how rock was made in the good old days.